Hello, beautiful people. It's another brand new day, and I'm super excited that you tuned into my podcast for today. Thank you so very much. I'm so delighted and I'm so elated that you tuned in because I'm sure and I'm certain that each time you tune into the Metamorphose podcast, you're on your way to becoming a better version of who you are and who you want to be. If only we can apply the principles of success, if only we can do the right thing, then change is inevitable. Change is the only thing that is constant in life. And so, to change, there are certain things we need to do in order for us to what? To change. On my previous podcast, I talked about mind shift, maintaining a reading culture, and I outlined various numerous benefits of reading. And I talked about one, it sharpens our minds. Now, just like the same way a farmer sharpens his tools, the same way reading helps to sharpen our mind. The same way the tools of the farmer, when it is blunt, it requires more effort. The same way when our mind is blank, we tend not to be productive. So reading helps to sharpen our minds. I also made us understand that reading helps to lower stress. Maybe I know we are in a busy world and full of so many needs and desires. So many things are pulling us left, right, and center. But we must understand that in order to be able to seek a place of refuge for this busy, reading is a sure way. It helps us to reduce stress. And also made us understand that readings help to brighten our day. Now, if you want to have a blissful and a pleasurable day, then begin with reading, because when reading you enter into a relaxed and a comfortable atmosphere, and before you know it, you are hitting your goals and you are achieving greatness. I talked about that reading improves our writing abilities, that reading helps us to improve our memory and focus, and so on and so forth. On today's podcast, I'll be outlining steps we need to take if we want to develop reading as a culture. That is those steps we really need to take on a daily basis that can help us achieve this, and to help reading become what? Something that is pleasurable and something that is fun. And I must begin on this note. Reading should be fun. Reading should be fun. So anything or article you want to read that you don't find pleasure in, you discover that you will not gain much from it. So you must only read books that are appealing to you, books that you know gives you peace of mind, not books that you don't like. Because one of the hindrances to forming a culture of reading is reading books that you don't like. Before you know it, you get discouraged and unmotivated to read. The step we need to take is number one, determine your reading goal. In order to create a reading habit and culture, it's important to start off by setting a goal. This goal should be articulate and backed up with a purpose. This is so true. Goals trigger us. The main essence of every football match is to score a goal. That is to say, the most number of things that score a goal wins at the end of the day. So also, goals tend to motivate us. So number one step you need to take is you need to determine the goal you want to achieve, your reading goal. Just like the same way we set goals for every other area of our lives, the same way we need to set reading goals. Start by thinking about how a consistent reading pattern can help you grow in different areas of your life, be it spiritual, academics, career, relationships, and more. When you find concrete reasons and a purpose attached to your goal, you will be more motivated to keep pushing and achieve it. So every goal must be backed up with a purpose. And every one of us know that when we are preparing for an exam, the goal is so that we will not fail. And so that's one of the motivation why we are preparing for an exam. We tend to even do sometimes we read all night with less amount of sleep. Because why? We want to achieve that goal. We want to become successful in our exams. So also every goal we set, every reading goal you set must be backed up with a purpose. You can set goals like I want to read 12 books per year or 24 books per year, and then you now break down those goals into bit by bit in order for us to what? Achieve that goal. So the first thing we need to do is to what? Determine your reading goal. Then number 2, make a list of books for each month. That is to say, after you have set the goal of this is I want to start reading this and this, then you must make a list of books you want to read. Once you are done setting your reading goal for the year, you will need a list to back it up. Write out a list of the amazing books you want to read, and we can get that from recommendations from friends, family, and relations. You can also get that from Google. Go to Google and ask, maybe there is a particular area of life you really want to grow in. Then go on Google and search relevant books that can help you develop, that can help you succeed and be the best at what you do. By being intentional about your reading list, you will stay focused on your ultimate goals and avoid looking at any book that passes you by. Yes, this is one setback to reading, I can tell you. Just reading anything that goes by. So we need to become disciplined to not only set a goal, but make a list of books we want to read. That helps focus. That helps us to be what? Disciplined. Number 3, read at least 10 to 20 pages a day. If you are looking to create a consistent reading pattern, then setting out a particular number of pages per day will work perfectly. Consider setting aside at least 10 to 20 pages per day to read, especially if you have a busy schedule. So once you have made your reading goal, then you make a list of the books you want to read. Then 3, read at least 10 to 20 pages a day. Discipline yourself. The fact is this: without discipline, this can't work. Without discipline, you can't develop a reading culture. So discipline yourself to read about 10 to 20 pages a day, and that can get you stirred up and very motivated. Be very proactive when you read. Don't just rush through, but instead take out time to understand and engage in the reading process. Number 4, set reading times and days. Setting aside specific times every day to read your assigned book for the week, month, and any other articles you may have bookmarked. So setting a time. So we need to set reading times and days. We need to add reading to our to-do list every day. And if you don't yet have a to-do list every day, I want to encourage you to do that. Each morning when you wake up or at night before you sleep, ensure to write your to-do list for the next day. And in that to-do list, include times of reading times. I tell you, this is only thing that can help us stay focused and disciplined in order to achieve this goal. Number 5, get a reading partner, or what I would call an accountability partner. Sometimes we tend to achieve more when we're not the only ones doing that task or goal. So we need to have an accountability partner. Get somebody that can help, that you can report to, that can ask if you have read that day or not. And before you know it, you would have been able to smash your goals every single day. So goals need to be backed up by accountability in order to put a check and encourage us during times we don't feel motivated. Get a reading partner who has a heart and willingness to read, and create a plan to help you achieve your reading goals. Number 6, always carry a book. Anywhere you go to, I know every one of us, we are so busy. Anywhere you go to, do well to carry a book. For me as a person, I do it. My book is always inside my bag. Wherever I go, I take a book along. that alone helps me to be able to get more reading time. Number 7, find a quiet place. So getting a quiet place is necessary in order for us to free ourselves from every form of distraction. So get into a quiet place. That may be in the library, maybe in your home, maybe in your room where there's least noise and distractions, and so on and so forth. And number 8, of which is the last, is reduce television and internet. So in order for us to be able to develop reading as a culture, we need to reduce the time we spend on internet and on the television. If I want to ask you, what have you been able to achieve by being on the internet for so a long time? Because sometimes we just get on internet and before you know it, we get distracted and we tend to lose focus on what we really want to achieve. So I want to encourage each and every one of us, during the time that you have spent reading, reduce every form of internet or television. Go to a place that is void of all distractions, and I can tell you, you will be able to develop a reading culture. It is so important, and we need to develop this reading habit if we truly want to achieve greatness and we truly want to stand out in our generations. I'll just make a list of books I recommend for us to read and that will be important in our everyday life. Number 1, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norma Vincent Peale. 2, Outliers, The Story of Success by Malcolm Gladwell. 3, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. 4, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And 5, Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. This book will help catapult you from where you are now into where you want to be in the nearest future. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast for today. I remain your host, Andrew Ologbo, and I am committed to ensure that you become a better version of who you are. Thank you so very much. You can reach me via all my social media handles. On Instagram at Andrew Ologbo, on Facebook at Andrew Ologbo, on LinkedIn as Ologbo Andrew, and on Twitter at Ologbo_Andrew. Thank you so very much. You mean so much to me, and your progress and your growth is my ultimate concern. Thank you so very much. Have a pleasant week ahead. Peace.